These are the 15 most terrifying moments in cricket.
7 players, an umpire, and a coach were...
They were armed with rocket launchers. They were armed with hand grenades.
Oh, that's going a nasty one.
And first, a heart-stopping moment that left the crowd stunned. Brett Lee's brutal bouncer knocked out Shivnarine Chanderpaul.
Hit him on the back of the helmet, he's down. Chanderpaul is floored. Cracked him right on the back of the helmet. Lee is down there, the first man. Cracked on the back of the helmet, he went down in a heap. Brett Lee.
That was a chilling sight, and so was Nathan Howrett's nightmare. His shoulder dislocation was extremely painful to watch.
And ending up, oh, ow, ow. Yay, what's he done? What has Nathan Howrett's done here? That looks very unpleasant.
Just pop there, you'll see a little click in amongst the Adidas stripes, and but at the moment, oh, there it is. You see the deltoids buckle.
But that wasn't the only terrifying moment. At number 13, Keegan Meth looked perfectly fine until a powerful shot hit him directly in the face.
That's nasty. That is very, very nasty. Hey, Keegan Meth. He just never saw that ball come back at him, and this is very nasty. That was a dreadful blow in the face. Came straight back at him, firmly struck. He just couldn't get his...
Man, that was hard to watch. But at number 12, Sanath Jayasuriya went through hell. A rising delivery from Brendan Julian fractured his right wrist.
Oh, and that's a hell of a delivery. Oh dear. No, this might be a spot of bother. He's getting his glove off straight away. Is this his finger or is this his arm? He's in the spot of bother here.
I think it's the wrist.
Well, he's obviously got a bit of a problem, but they've got to do everything. He's got to do everything he can to stay out there, of course. Unless look, he's getting a bit wobbled.
And he grabs it and presses it and says, "Does that hurt?" Yeah. Of course it hurts. That's why you're here.
However, that was nothing compared to what happened to Andrew Flintoff. In 2022, the English cricketer suffered a high-speed crash that almost took his life. He was driving while shooting for BBC's Top Gear. Despite wearing a helmet, Flintoff suffered severe facial and rib injuries. The accident was so severe that he had to be airlifted to the hospital immediately, and it left him with horrific facial scars.
I think about it all the time, and I think about going and how good it'll be. I rewind and thinking.
But if you think that was terrifying, the player at number 10 was incredibly lucky to be alive. On December 30th, 2022, Rishabh Pant was driving a Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 43 coupe from Delhi to his hometown in Uttarakhand. He was tired and driving at a very high speed. At around 5:30 a.m., he dozed off and lost control of the car near the Roorkee town. CCTV footage revealed that he was easily going over 100 kilometers an hour. For a moment, it seemed impossible that anyone could have survived, but fate had other plans. 2 bus drivers passing by noticed the wreckage and rushed to help. What they found was nothing short of a miracle. Pant, severely injured but alive, trapped inside the burning vehicle. Without hesitation, the drivers pulled him out and rushed him to the hospital.
डिसबैलेंस हो गया कार में यार ये तो अनकंट्रोलेबल हो गया मेरे लिए फिर क्या था फिर भगवान को याद करा अपना कि हो गया जी काम अब चलते हैं तो उठा तो ऐसा लगा अरे नहीं भगवान ने जाने नहीं दिया मतलब वो
It took him 2 years to recover before making his comeback to international cricket. That accident was unforgettable. But what truly stayed with fans was Yuvraj Singh's struggle during the 2011 World Cup. During the tournament, Yuvraj Singh was suffering from lung cancer, but he didn't disclose this to the cricket world. At that time, he was experiencing severe symptoms like breathing difficulties, a persistent cough, chest pain, and even vomiting blood. However, he and his team initially thought it was just extreme exhaustion. In a match against the West Indies, umpire Simon Taufel noticed Yuvraj Singh was visibly struggling. Concerned, the umpire approached him, to which Yuvraj replied, "You can take me to the hospital if I fall or collapse. Until then, I'm staying." Despite health issues, Yuvraj continued playing, delivering match-winning performances and ultimately winning the Player of the Tournament award. After the World Cup, he went to USA for chemotherapy and later made a strong return to cricket. But not every player was as fortunate. In 2012, during South Africa's tour of England, legendary wicketkeeper Mark Busha suffered a devastating injury in a warm-up match. A ball struck his eye after the ball hit the stumps, causing severe damage that required immediate surgery. With no clear path to recovery, Busha had no choice but to retire from cricket. That injury was truly horrifying. It reminds us of the terrible ankle injury suffered by Indian player Munaf Patel.
The fielder slips before he gets to the ball. Oh, I hope he's not hurt himself.
Well, this looks serious. He's gone down and he's totally motionless, and the other fielders have called straight away.
I think he slipped on the grass just before he gets onto the sponsor logo, which is painted.
At number 6, Brett Lee took terror to the next level. A short pitch delivery from him resulted in Alex Tudor being carried off the field on a stretcher.
Oh, that's going a nasty one. That's nasty. Through the helmet. And he's in a bad way, unfortunately. As only Tudor goes off. That's unfortunate. He'll retire hurt 3.
Equally terrifying was Luke Fletcher's head injury.
Oh, that's hit straight back at him. Where's that hit him? Wow, the umpire, that's hit him straight on the head. It was hit so hard. Everyone's right to be concerned.
Yeah, nasty. Just hope he's okay. Hope he's okay.
But that was nothing compared to what happened to the Sri Lankan team. March 3, 2009 is remembered as one of the darkest days in cricket history. The Sri Lankan team, en route to Gaddafi Stadium for a test match against Pakistan, was attacked by 12 armed terrorists in Lahore.
The idle chat you do on the bus in the morning is going to the ground. Next thing, the shouts of get down, get down.
The attackers unleashed gunfire, rocket launchers, and grenades in a horrifying assault.
But it was the police who bore the brunt. Those who arrived after the 15-minute gun battle.
6 Pakistani policemen and 2 civilians lost their lives, while several Sri Lankan players, including Kumar Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardene, and Ajantha Mendes, sustained injuries.
When we heard the gunshots, we thought it was firecrackers. He got up and said, "Get down, they're shooting the bus." And I think Dilshan was also in the front. I was most central. Mahel always sits right at the back. Murli sits right behind me. And then the shooting started, and they just shot the bus as many times as they could, threw grenades and fired a rocket launch, all of this. And for some reason, I don't know why, we all survived.
The team's bus driver, Mahar Mohammed Khalil, displayed incredible bravery, managing to drive the team to safety and preventing further casualties. But the next top 3 moments are not just terrifying, they're truly chilling. At number 3, we have the mysterious death of English cricketer and coach Bob Woolmer. He was the head coach of Pakistan during the 2007 ICC World Cup.
And there it is.
On March 17, 2007, Pakistan suffered a shocking loss to Ireland, resulting in an early exit from the tournament.
He's packing his bag, Bob Woolmer.
Just hours after the match, Woolmer was found dead in his hotel room in Jamaica.
He was killed in his hotel room in Jamaica just hours after his team had suffered a humiliating defeat against Ireland in the Cricket World Cup. There is speculation he was going to blow the lid on corruption and match fixing in the sport.
Initially, Jamaican police suspected murder. A homicide investigation was launched after strangulation marks were found on his neck. Theories exploded. Some believed Woolmer was about to expose a major match-fixing scandal and was silenced by the betting mafia. Others pointed fingers at Jamaican gangsters. After months of speculation, a forensic report concluded he died of natural causes, likely a heart attack. But isn't it suspicious that his death occurred so soon after the match result? The next case is even more chilling. On June 1, 2002, a small cargo plane, the Hawker Siddeley HS-748, was flying from the Bloemfontein to George, South Africa. On board were 3 people: the pilot, co-pilot and former South African cricket captain Hansie Cronje. Tragically, the plane crashed in the Outeniqua Mountains, just 90 kilometers from its destination. All three died instantly. The official cause? Pilot error in bad weather. But many believe there's a darker truth behind it.
Cronje is a powerful batsman.
Hansie Cronje was once a national hero. He led South African cricket to greatness. Respected, feared, and admired. But behind the scenes, he carried a shocking secret. By the 1990s, match fixing had corrupted cricket. Bookmakers, especially from India, were manipulating games for betting purposes. Cronje was first approached in 1996, reportedly offered $30,000 to fix a match. He claimed that he refused the offer. By 1999, he was deeply involved, accepting payments for inside information and influencing match outcomes. Then, on April 7, 2000, everything changed. During South Africa's tour of India, Delhi police intercepted a call between Cronje and a bookmaker. It was undeniable proof of match fixing. At first, Cronje denied it, but on June 15, 2000, under immense pressure, he confessed.
I gave everything for my country. Yes, I accepted money from bookmakers. Yes, I was trying to feed them information. Yes, I spoke to the players before the match in 1996. But I promise you, every time I walked onto the field, I gave my all for South Africa. Have you disclosed everything? Yes.
By October 11, 2000, he was banned for life. His reputation was shattered. His career was destroyed. Despite the official report calling the 2002 crash an accident, many suspect foul play. Was it really just a tragic mishap? Or was Cronje silenced by powerful betting syndicates desperate to keep their secrets buried forever?
Well, as the sporting community mourns the tragic loss of young batsman Philip Hughes.
He was a guy that always made you feel good about yourself.
They hit me pretty hard, I think. Just sort of broke.
We've now reached the final moment on our list, and this one still feels unreal. Philip Hughes was a prodigious batting talent with an extraordinary future ahead of him. In 2009, he became the youngest batsman in history to score centuries in both innings of a test match at just 20 years old.
He gets 100 in each innings and is the youngest player to do so. 20 years old and 98 days.
But on November 25, 2014, during a Sheffield Shield match, tragedy struck. A fast, rising delivery from Sean Abbott struck him on the lower left side of his head, just below the helmet. Hughes collapsed immediately, never regaining consciousness. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors performed emergency surgery to relieve the pressure on his brain. But the injury was catastrophic. He suffered a rare internal hemorrhage. And despite all medical efforts, he passed away 2 days later, just 3 days before his 26th birthday.
This group of people all there supporting the little brother, and he was little brother to a lot of people.
The cricketing world mourned deeply. In the first test match after his death, players and fans stood and applauded for 63 seconds, symbolizing his final unbeaten score. His love for the game and fearless approach to batting inspired millions. His tragic passing serves as a haunting reminder of how fragile life can be. But his legacy continues to shine brightly, inspiring generations of cricketers to chase their dreams with the same passion he did.